that trumpet sound, boy, you don't wanna miss out. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out, the Lord. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in or you out, ain't no straddling the fence. Either in the Lord or you out.
Here we go. Oh. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to these Babylon streets.
Hallelujah.
We're in this thing, another busy shalom. We have made it through another chaotic work week. Now we here on this day of rest, getting it in, fellowshipping with the brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we got a good message. What's the title of it?
It's I gotta look at it.
How to keep the commandments in Yahuwah.
Yeah,
But
but
to guard the commandments.
Yup, how to guard the commandments in the modern struggle. So how to actually guard the commandments of Yahuwah, ancient righteousness in a modern struggle. Yes, sir.
This kind of goes along with I think with the current events that we got. Two of them that's hit the news that I didn't hear anything about until I guess it's trial time. But we're gonna go with the one that one of the most, well, they both popular, but we're gonna go with the one that, you know what I mean, got sentenced to 35 years prison. I think he 14, or could have been 14 at the time, maybe 16 now. But let's see what they're talking about.
Bree, we've seen some very notable trials here in North Texas, but we haven't seen very many trials, Sean, where the judge said, we're going to hold court on a Saturday, that we're going to do this 6 days a week. That was maybe unexpected or a surprise from a lot of people. The Judge Roach said, no, we're going to do this on Saturday.
So here's a very interesting thing that I've learned about sort of how Collin County has decided to manage this case. And this is, I think, unusual, especially considering that there are many, many high-profile cases that are handled throughout this country and in North Texas that are not quite handled this way. But what I've learned just through my sources is that the entire courthouse was essentially shut down during the Carmelo Anthony trial. In other words, there were really no other jury trials. There were no other hearings. There was essentially very little court held, I guess maybe just emergency situations. And I think for that reason, and because that was the decision that was made by the Collin County judges, that there had to be some measure of, we have to move this a little bit more quickly because we can't indefinitely shut down this courthouse, right? We're a gigantic county. There are many, court hearings that have to take place on any given day. And remember, the Collin County courthouse is a courthouse of general jurisdiction, which means that every court in the courthouse,
which is unorthodox for a court to be held on Saturday. But this review.
Court's not usually held on Saturday.
Nah, they for sure stop court promptly because they want to get off on time. They want to enjoy their weekend.
They said this.
They done sentenced enough niggas to prison for how many years that they've done. But so this young man was the one that killed a white kid or a white student at a track meet. Apparently the white kid was a bully. He came over to the opponent's side, was going through the opponent's book bags.
So the white kid came over to Carmelo's side.
Yeah. And Man, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said the kid was suspended from school or
He was supposed to be there.
okay, yeah. So and he's trying to punk Carmelo. And he's like, man, I ain't hearing about none of that, but come over here, I got something for you. And he went over there and found out that he had something for him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a crazy situation. You got Hebrews and people on both sides of the playing field. This is why just get out the way in a lot of situations, because you see that he's claiming self-defense, and they still threw 35 years out.
Yeah.
So he's looking at won't getting out till he grandpa age, 50-something years old. You know what I'm saying? If he's still 16.
You got to do a half of this, 17 and a half, whatever it is, 35 years.
Hey, he already been conditioned to the prison system within the first 5 years. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be conditioned.
Institutionalized.
Yeah. This like I don't even want to say his name. I don't want to say his name. But just like a lot of folks that get arrested or sentenced to prison at a young age, they gonna be conditioned, and then and how the prison system go, somebody gonna be serving somebody in there. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they get them the appeal. It seems like a lot of folks are trying to send money for the appeal, which is cool, but hopefully they don't get the same judge or the same jury. But so the next one, we got another situation to where Asian gas station owner shot and killed a 14-year-old,
and it got off
on the murder track. Apparently, and I think it was the wife who was, I guess, like maybe the initiator for a lot of the stuff. But everything she asked, he did. Put the book back down, he put it down. And then, almost like, don't be a menace while drinking juice in the hood. She followed him around the gas station.
What you following me for?
Yeah, hurry up and buy.
Yeah.
So let's see what they're talking about on here.
We begin tonight's broadcast with a follow-up to last night's not guilty verdict of Rick Chow, a day after he was acquitted of murdering 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. We saw reaction, or we're getting reaction, from the community. Our crews saw protesters gathered outside Chow's former gas station off of Park Lane Road in Columbia. Richland deputies also at the store now at this hour. They have been there since shortly after the verdict was announced last night. News 19's Whitney Sullivan speaking with criminal defense attorney John Mobley tonight. He was asked, where does he believe things possibly broke down for the prosecution in presenting his case?
From opening statements, one of the vast contrasts that I saw between the prosecution and the defense, where I believe the prosecutors dropped the ball, is they didn't really do much to humanize the victim in the case. And I remember listening to both opening statements. And while the prosecutor, the solicitor did mention he was 14 years old, that was kind of it. Had I been prosecuting that case, I would have talked about not only his age, but where he went to school, what he liked to do for fun, what video games he liked. I would have wanted to bring him to life so the jurors could have some image of this young man, this life in their mind, and they just didn't do that. Another something I would have done differently if I was a prosecutor, and I don't think that they really leaned into the fact that this teen was hunted. They talked about him being chased out of the store about a bottle of water. That was kind of their big theme. They kind of hung everything on that, all about a bottle of water. This teen was hunted. I mean, 130 yards And I remember when
It's a law for you to-
in opening statements, when they talked about that, one thing I thought was great was he described that it was that 130 yards would be the equivalent of a football field, goalpost to goalpost.
He was out of there.
And I'd given that opening statement, I would have had that picture up there. I would have had a visual picture of a football field from goalpost to goalpost so the jury could see how far they hunted. These two grown men hunted this 14-year-old. And I would use that word. I wouldn't have said chase. I would have said hunted. That's how I would have really portrayed this. And which I think is accurate, quite frankly. Now, on the flip side, the defense, in their opening statement, they talked about the defendant's credentials and how he came to America and how he built his business and his family. They gave the jury all this information to humanize this person. So, I mean, big difference. I think that made a big difference in the jury's mind because they can identify with one side more than the other.
Again, criminal defense attorney John Mobley with his opinion.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think the dad shot. I think it was the son who did the shooting, which will. And now I don't know if they're gonna have a trial for the son, or they can do it separate. But if the dad didn't do the shooting, then yeah, he wouldn't get charged with it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Now they charge if they go after the son and the son pulled the trigger, then
he needs to get what
the one that would do the time. But now what they're saying is that this lawyer that child had was a very, very expensive lawyer, and they had the money to get him. So we see what money can get you, and just like how the dude said, they didn't portray the teenager in the light to where
they even make him look human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I think they even lied to the cops on the scene, so he can get in trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So this is why, we bring y'all short, ladies.
Yeah.
You ain't got no intention in buying nothing, don't even go on these folks' stores. You know what I'm saying? Save your money till y'all go with your parents, because these folks don't care about y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell y'all that your home is y'all safe spot. It's y'all safe place.
Sometimes it seems boring or whatever, but
super boring.
It's safe.
But y'all safe. So as soon as y'all walk outside them doors, y'all get their world. All them other demons that's out there looking around and want to take innocent souls. These folks, the Moabites don't care about y'all. Moabites are the Asians, Chinese, and all them. They don't care about y'all. They don't care about us. The only thing they do care about is that black dollar. They care about that black dollar, your black dollar. Black people's money. The money that your parents had to buy stuff. That's the black dollar, because we spend more money than any other nation. We keep them in power. That's how they got all these gas stations, liquor stores, beauty shops, nail salons. What else they got?
Shoot, entertainment,
sweatshops.
Yup. I mean, if you look at like where all the chicken spots at, they in the hood.
In the hood.
Fried food.
Then they put it right next to the liquor store.
Yup. Everything right. Boom, boom, boom. You got a strip club on this corner, liquor store, a church. It's all in. So you don't got to go nowhere. You can just indulge.
So y'all have to, the things that we tell y'all have to remember these things, because this time is a lot different than the time that me and Aqua was growing up.
Yeah, we had more freedom. We it was still racism. It was still racist Moabites and Caucasians, but things was more farther apart. Like you might hear about a story like this every now and then. Yeah. Now it's just on the regular. On the regular. And not saying it wasn't happening, but with the internet involved too, everything is like right there in front of you. So now we able to see like it's not safe. They don't care about the children. they just don't care. So yeah, y'all, y'all listen to Ak, man. I know y'all probably think, man, it's always some rules to follow, but it is always some rules. You're gonna be following rules anywhere you go to the day you die. So
even after you die,
even after,
where you gonna go?
Yup.
There's rules. There's rules in the kingdom.
There's rules in the kingdom.
And there's rules in the lake pot. Pick what you want.
Pick what you want. But yeah, man.
All right,
all right. Well, all praises to Most High, man. That's real talk. That's a good start. I'm gonna share the screen. One
more thing, right?
Yeah.
Let me play this real quick.
All right.
This is talk about the United States and Israel military forces joining together hand in hand permanently.
You say United States and who?
Israel. We already know that America already funds Israel in a lot of things that they do on the day-to-day basis. But I'm guessing this plan will be to where it is actually in the budget to support them instead of just sending them over. So it'll be a budget that will be set aside, just like any other military stuff that goes on. That if they get fast, then that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be funding them with your tax dollars.
Section 224 of the National Defense Authorization Act. This is one of those must vote for bills that end up coming up that they all vote for, and that's the way that it ends up generally ballooning. But there is a provision in there about 4 pages long that talk about essentially melding the U.S. and Israeli military defense, contracting, development, logistics, essentially like intertwining our military with the Israelis in such a way that we would no longer give them aid because they would be part of our own Borg. We would no
it's
longer
a little on the nose. Like,
yeah.
We were almost just informally having this special relationship with the settler colonial genocidal state. But now we can make it official. Facebook official.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, we no longer have to give them aid in the same way that we don't have to give different divisions of the Defense Department aid. It's just part of the budget. And Ro Khanna offered an amendment yesterday to strip that from the bill that apparently came out of the Armed Services Committee. Here it is.
The American people are tired of the arrogance and insolence of Prime Minister Netanyahu telling America what we should do. The entire country of Israel has a GDP that is less than a single town in my district. Yet somehow Netanyahu thinks he can tell the American people what we should do. The person who's most upset with him right now is President Donald Trump. And everyone in America, whether you're a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat, says that we need to tell Netanyahu that America calls the shots, not the prime minister of any other country. They want less cooperation and blank checks to Israel, not more. Only the United States Congress would dream up at this moment, let's actually do more for Israel, not less. And that's what Section 2024 does. It's a pretty simple thing. Should we do more for Israel than we already do, or should we do less? If you think we should do more for Israel, you should be against my amendment. If you think we should do less for Israel at the time that he's arrogantly telling Donald Trump what to do, then you should be for my amendment. Now, let me just be clear. Mr. Netanyahu actually wrote to a member of Congress to put this Section 224 into the bill.
That's important because Netanyahu has been going out publicly and saying, you know, we won't have to rely on U.S. military aid much longer in anticipation of this. You know, they
He supposedly wrote the language.
Enough of that. But we already know that Donald Trump will do what Donald Trump gonna do. So if you want Israel to be a part of this, that's what he's gonna do.
Well, you know, if you look at the back of your $1 bill, man, you got a 6-point star on it, same flag as Israel. So
yeah,
it's right in front of our face.
Straight up.
So I ain't surprised, but
No, not at all.
at the same time, man, it's just like what? But all praise the Most High, man. Right on, Ak. You know, that's good info. I'm gonna try to share the screen. Can you see this? And get it popping with the topic. So as you see on the thumbnail, you know, how we supposed to keep the Most High's commandments in this modern day struggle. Ancient righteousness in a modern struggle, how to actually guard the commandments of Yahuwah. And guarding the commandments and keeping the commandments is synonymous, you know, but I like that word guard because it kind of just give it that mind frame of like it's precious, you know, because it's like just to keep something, like, you know, you keep a little pocket change, but that's what I'm about to spend. It ain't nothing big like that, you know what I mean? I keep a little money in my pocket, but to guard, I'm holding on to this, you feel me? So, you know, how we supposed to guard the commandments. The introduction. Many people hear about the commandments of Yahuwah and immediately become overwhelmed. Right? Sound like a lot. 613 laws. How can anyone keep all of that? So when I was talking to people, telling them about what the lesson was today, that's exactly what some people ask. You gonna talk about all 613? What about sacrifices? These are some of the questions. What about priesthood laws? What about commandments for women? What about commandments tied to the land? This lesson is designed to teach the practical understanding of guarding the commandments, right? To make it practical, to make it useful in everyday use. Because what's the point of knowing all these big words in the book, all this deep stuff in the book, and you can't apply it to your life? Just like we sit here and tell the children, you know, we sit here teaching the children, but okay, you can quote scripts, you can do all this, but when something come your way, how are you supposed to deal with it? It say the scriptures never teach chaos, confusion, or impossible bondage. Yahuwah is a righteous judge. He judges according to covenant role, ability, responsibility, location, authority, knowledge, and opportunity. So like Yahuwah not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like if the three of the children in here was to all have, you know, do the same mistake, you probably would have to look and see when they did it, where they did it, why they did it. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody might not be punished the same, and somebody might not even be punished. That's called grace. You see what I'm saying? So Yahuwah not dumb. Just like we looking at these court cases and we looking like, dang, you know, something is off for some of these judgments because obviously, you know, it's unjust. So they the opposite of Yahuwah. Yahuwah is a just and righteous judge. They say the problem today is many people approach Torah without understanding covenant structure. What does keep mean? The Hebrew idea of keeping commandments is deeper than merely performing actions. The word often used is shamar. So this is the Hebrew word for keep, shamar, meaning to guard, observe, protect, preserve, watch over, give heed to. So that's one thing like about the Shabbat, right? We observe the Shabbat, we protect it. We like, hey, look, I ain't gonna be there on Saturday, right? Guarding the commandments means respecting them, teaching them correctly, honoring their authority, and obeying the commandments that apply to our covenant role. I'm gonna put this up in Deuteronomy 6 and 25. I'm gonna pull it up just to make sure they don't short us. Sometimes they be cutting the verses off. Deuteronomy 6 and 25. And it reads, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahuwah our Elohim as he hath commanded us. All right. So they didn't cut it off. But it shall be our righteousness. So what is your righteousness? Observing and doing all these commandments. It says the goal was never empty ritual. The goal was covenant faithfulness. The 613 commandments explain. The commonly referenced 613 commandments are categories gathered from Torah instructions throughout. So it's categories. It's not just like, hey, Trey, you got to keep 613, all of these laws. It's categories of different type of laws. You know, you got laws of nature, you got laws of gravity, you got laws in science, you got laws of physics. So them is categories. How many laws is there? There's all kind of laws. But we talking about the laws of commandments, right? There's let's just keep going. Many commandments are role specific. All right. So it's certain roles to some of the commandments. Priestly commandments. Many commandments only apply to Levites, sons of Aharon, Aaron, temple priests, sacrificial service, altar duties. Examples: Leviticus laws concerning incense, altar fire, handling blood, entering the holy place, priestly garments. A non-priest was never expected to perform these. See what I'm saying? If you a lawyer, you got certain, documents you got to turn into places. You got certain oaths you got to take. Doctors take the certain oaths. They got to do certain things. You got to get past bar exams. Normal person don't got to do all that. Them is requirements for attorneys, for whatever field you in. So now we a nation of priests and kings. So yeah, some of this falls on us, but at the same time, we know that the Messiah was a sacrifice for us all. So we ain't out here slaughtering no calves. It says some commandments apply only to women. For example, purification after childbirth. A man ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to have no children. Menstruation laws. Man don't have no menstruation. Widow obligation. A man wouldn't be a widow. Certain martial laws. A man cannot physically keep commandments specifically designed for women. So it's just common sense. You know what I mean? So somebody come to you, you can't keep the commandments. No, that's not true. I'm not supposed to even worry about the things that don't pertain to me. I just need to worry about what I need to be doing. Some apply only to men. Circumcision responsibilities, male assembly obligations, warfare responsibilities, inheritance structure, leadership roles tied to the household. And I think we had a better understanding about this type of stuff back then, because now, you hear about a lot of dudes getting into like bickering, bickering with women and like beef with women and stuff. And it's like, I think men should operate different than women. You know what I mean? Like, there's just women gonna do women things, and men should be doing men things. I think we just understood that better back then. Like now with all this equality and this gender fluidity, it's like everybody trying to mess stuff together. People denying if that man or a woman. So it's just mass confusion. Some laws apply only in the land. So some laws is only specific to being in the set apart land. The temple, Levitical priesthood functioning, national sovereignty, agricultural conditions of the land. Examples: sacrifices, jubilee land return, temple tithes, sanctuary offerings. Without the temple, many commandments cannot currently be performed properly. So like even when we keep the feast, you know, you're supposed to be in Israel, in Jerusalem for Sukkot, for Pentecost, for Passover. You know what I'm saying? How are we gonna be able to do that in the land of our captivity? So that's why we're observing here.
Script say don't even retire. I'll send for you to go there.
So is we supposed to not do these things until we observe them? You see what I'm saying? We rehearse it. We're still practicing. Yahuwah never require impossibility. Yahuwah does not judge people for commandments they literally cannot perform. We cannot currently offer lawful temple sacrifice because there is no standing temple, no confirmed Levitical administration, no functioning altar according to Torah order. Attempting to force the impossible commandments becomes self-righteousness instead of obedience. Hosea 6:6. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of Elohim more than burnt offerings. It says, even in ancient Yasharah, Yahuwah cared more about righteousness, justice, mercy, humility, faithfulness, obedience of heart. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Fear Elohim and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. The focus is covenant loyalty, not performative legalism. Importance of the 10 commandments. So now we're going to talk about the 10 commandments, because you got 613 laws altogether categorized up. What's up with this 10 though? It says, out of all the commandments, the 10 words given in Exodus 20 stand uniquely. These were spoken directly by Yahuwah before the entire assembly. So this holds weight, right? This is not something that he said, hey, Levitical priests, y'all do this. Hey, women, y'all, this is mass. This is for everybody can do these 10. These are the 10 that everybody can do. They govern worship, authority, morality, justice, family, speech, and covenant loyalty. The 10 commandments, no other mighty ones before Yahuwah. Loyalty belongs to him alone. So that's first and foremost. You know, it's all about the Most High. You got to give it up to the Most High. That's what your target, that's the bullseye. Anything else outside of that is should be targeting to try to hit that. You're trying to hit the mark. That's literally what Torah means. It means to hit the mark. Sin is kata. That means to miss the mark. Torah versus kata. You gonna take the instruction or is you not? No graven images or idol worship. No false worship system. All right, these are the first 2 commandments. These are the first 2 commandments. But in America, Babylon, these are probably the biggest ones that's getting rejected. It says, do not take Yahuwah's name in vain. His name is not for empty hypocrisy. But you know, people don't even care about his name. We call him whatever we want. Well, I know what he know my heart. He do know your heart, and he knows that you don't want to keep his commandments. So you won't reverence his name. And then you know, this pseudo religion that the Jewish got, they say you can't even say his name. Well, how much more vain is that? If I'm trying to get your attention, and if I don't say your name, I could be talking to anybody. Hey. So, you know, that's just stupid. And then he even told Moses said, I will publish the name of Yahuwah. So, like, you know, how you gonna publish the name but not speak it? It just don't make no sense. So people getting it confused on the laws of man and the actual commandments that the Most High then prescribed to us. Remember the Shabbat. Time itself belongs to Yahuwah. Honor father and mother. Covenant order begins in the household. Do not murder. Life is sacred. Do not commit adultery. Marriage reflects covenant faithfulness. Do not steal. Respect what belongs to others. Do not bear false witness. Truth matters. Do not covet. Sin begins in the heart before actions manifest. So these are the laws that everybody can keep. And if you do this, you can live in harmony with each other. We can live in harmony with each other. It says the 10 commandments function like covenant pillars. Many other commandments branch outward from them. Example, do not steal expands to honest weights. So like, let's say I came to buy 100 pounds of flour off you. Maybe that. But I came to get this weight off you, right? And then here you put, you didn't finessed it and wet it, put some water on the flour. Now, I ain't got no that much, right? You lied. You still lied, though. And stole. Property laws, restitution, fair business practices, right? So all of this is, if we was operating like this, man, it'd be the real community.
Yeah.
You will have less Carmelo Anthony's. And that's the thing that this is the importance of the commandments. We supposed to be keeping them. These ain't even for the other nations. It's for us to live in harmony. So if we grasp the concept of these, man, I won't steal from my brother. I won't defraud him. Do not commit adultery expands to marriage laws, sexual boundaries, inheritance protections, family purity. The 10 are foundational roots. All right, so now Matthew 23 and 23, Yahushua taught the weightier matters. Ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. So these are the weightier matters of the law. All right, so like you were saying, how are we gonna go to the land every year for the feast day? But he said, man, that's not the weightiest matter, right? The weightiest matter is because that's a physical journey. The weightiest matter is in your heart. The weightiest matter starts within your heart and in your mind. This shows not all commandments carry equal covenant weight. Some commandments are foundational pillars of righteousness. You can take these 10 commandments and go anywhere in the world. And if you operate like that, even these racist Chinese folks, they're going to have that. Like the commandments is going to break the yokes off of you. Like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite 24/7 at the gig. And when first started, it'd be like, people stand off, it's weird, this dude weird. But shoot, I ain't been elevated. You feel me? I'm your boss now. Keep it 100, and you better do what I say. But like, that's because I don't go in there now. I used to go hard on heathens, everybody. But I had to learn, man, you just got to fall back, keep your mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody want to know about this book, man. Hey, man, we over here on Shabbat. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't about to even, like, I'm working. I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
We got set apart time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, I'm glad you're in it. I'll share it with you if I can, but we're in the middle of something, really. It's not my obligation to go out here and preach the word. Everybody's down everybody's throat. You know what I'm saying? It's a good work people do on the corner, with the street preaching. But that is just like right now, we gather because this is our duty. You know what I'm saying? We're commanded to gather and keep the Shabbat, keep it set apart. Other than that, you can gather in different ways. You know what I'm saying? You can gather in different ways, but other than that, like, we don't look for no money to come from this. You know what I'm saying? Look, how many views we be getting?
No, I mean, man, we under 20, depending on what we put out.
Okay.
We under 20. You know what I'm saying? Like we got 2 right now. Started with 5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's cool.
It's
but
cool.
But this is what we commanded to do. So this don't come with a check in the form of monetary value. You know what I mean? This come with a spiritual check of, hey, man, my children down there doing what I told them to do. and that bullet missed you, that car missed you. You know what I'm saying? Your life is on the line behind keeping these commandments. There's spiritual connection with the things that you do, and that's what we about to look when we get to this Matthew 18, because that's where we're headed. So it say, what does it look like to guard Torah today? Practical obedience today looks like worshiping Yahuwah alone, rejecting idolatry. Ain't nothing changed. Honoring Sabbath, speaking truth, sexual purity, honoring parents, loving neighbor, practicing mercy, avoiding theft, avoiding hatred, caring for the poor, walking humbly. Right? Micah 6:8, he hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doeth Yahuwah require of thee, but to justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy Elohim. Torah is not meant to be a burden. Many people destroy themselves trying to appear ultra righteous externally while neglecting character, humility, patience, mercy, discipline, wisdom. True Torah observance transforms the whole life. It'll transform your whole mind. You know, so now you looking at the same people that you just came out of the crowd with, like, dang, I can't believe I was doing that. I can't believe I was even running with y'all. You know, but you don't look down on them like, oh, y'all ain't nothing now that I didn't got my mind right. It's more like you feel sorry for people and you just try to, you know, be an example that they can change too. Practical examples of guarding the commandments. If you own a business, do not cheat people. Use honest measurements, pay fairly. That is Torah. If you are married, remain faithful, protect your household, lead with righteousness. That is Torah. If you are a parent, teach your children, correct them with wisdom, raise them in covenant understanding. That is Torah. That's what we're doing. This is Shabbat is us getting covenant understanding. If you are a community member, avoid slander. Do not stir division. Help the poor. Defend the weak. That is Torah. The law reveals sin. Romans 7 explains that Torah reveals what sin is without commandments. People justify evil. Morality becomes subjective. Society collapses into confusion. And that's what we see today. We see society collapse into confusion. I was downtown last Sunday. I was on Main, I think Main Ave. They say it's the little brokerage district. But man, I'm talking about it was them pride flags literally all through that thing. Because it's
wrong turn.
Nah, man, I just didn't know, but then come to find out, this is Pride Month. This is Pride Month. So, you know, this country is in confusion and mass disarray. And Israel, look at the two countries that's joining together. Israel has one of the biggest pride celebrations in the world.
They got the streets to walk up.
But that's what they get because society collapses into straight confusion.
Yeah.
And that's what we see. We see straight confusion. So we see, you know, I seen a lady that is taking the hormone pills to be a man. She got the beard and all that, but she pregnant. Confusion.
That's that Baphomet.
Hermaphrodite type stuff. That's confusion. You know, the goal is transformation. The commandments were never intended to create robots. Like, he wants your free will. That's the whole difference between this walk and pretty much all other religions. It's like you got the free will. You don't got to do none of this. We doing this by choice. We doing all this by choice.
Yeah.
We could go do anything today. The water parks is open. The stores is open. Just got paid. Go spend some money. What you want to do? It's Saturday. It's popping. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? But we choose to guard this time. We choose to do what the Most High said. That's choice. That's what He wants. You know, would you want to be with your spouse if the only reason why she was with you is because you paying these bills, or the only reason why you with you is because she don't want to look like a failed relationship? No, you want to be with somebody who want to be with you.
Go ahead and kick rocks.
Well, kick rocks. That's how Yahuwah feels. So Yahuwah give us a glimpse of His feelings in situations in life. You know, maybe you got done dirty by that love of your life just so you can see how He felt. And it happened to you 3-4 times. Guess what? We be going back on our word on Yahuwah. We say, man, it's my last time, Yahuwah. You pull me out of this, man. I promise, I swear I'll never do it again. He like, all right, boom, pull you out of that. Then you go right back and do it again. So how you think He feels?
He leave you there for a while.
And He leave you there for a while. He like, man, you know, you might have forgot. You might have forgot when you was 15, 16, and you said what you was going. I be thinking about stuff like that. We done said things at an age that we was conscious. You forgot. Yahuwah didn't forget. It says the spirit and the commandments. The spirit and the commandments. The spirit of Yahuwah does not abolish righteousness. The spirit helps believers walk in righteousness. Ezekiel 36:27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes. So this is the goal is alignment. All right, so now we're at this Matthew 18. So we're gonna bust it down from the beginning and just kind of explain, you know, first of all, who Messiah was talking to, you know, what was going on at this time. Matthew 18. All right, so yeah. Can you pull it up? Okay, that's cool. It'll keep it going.
It'll cut it out, but you can still
bounce back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to open up the tab.
Okay.
You can keep your email open for that to go back and forth to.
Is this like this?
Yeah, so go.
So share.
Yeah, go to share. Once you go to share, and then I can
share.
No, that's on you, so you should go.
Okay.
I may just have to pull it up for you.
Oh, here we go. Matthew 18, man. And I wanted to look at Sirach and stuff, but we might be able to hit a couple of them verses. All right, so Matthew 18:1. It says, at the same time, the disciples came unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of Shamayim? All right, so they said, man, who's the greatest in the kingdom? And Yahushua called a little child unto him. So he didn't just give him no answer. He said, hey, come here, little kid, and set him in the midst of them. Boom, put him on display. And said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of Shamayim. So who's the greatest in the kingdom of Shamayim? Those who act like children, not those who are immature, but those who take on like the mindset of a child as innocence comes from. It say, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child. That's the part he's talking about, the humility. The same is greatest in the kingdom of Shamayim. So the humble are those who are the greatest in Shamayim. What this show us is humility like a child, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of Shamayim. We can look in the Old Testament and parallel this with Psalms 131. Psalms 131. And it reads, a song of degrees of Daoud. Yahuwah, my heart is not haughty. He said, I'm humble, nor my eyes lofty. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters, right? I fall back. Or in things too high for me. I don't put myself in situations that's above my pay grade. Surely I have behaved myself and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. Let Yasharal hope in Yahuwah from henceforth and forever. All right. So we looking at Yahushua's words, and he's saying, hey man, you gotta act like one of these little children. Now somebody say, I don't believe in the New Testament. You know what I mean? I only look at the Old Testament. Well, your issue is you don't understand the spiritual side of things. A lot of Hebrews even are. It's just carnal. You know what I mean? They don't believe, you really don't believe in no spirituality. That's why I think a lot of folks is on that Joseph is the daddy tip. You know, you can't get past science and stuff. But what about the spirit? He said you gotta worship him in spirit and in truth. So the Old Testament foundation is David connects spiritual maturity with humility, like childlike dependence, right? Because we could be like, I'm grown and all that, and I don't need nobody, right? And that's everybody out here who's not keeping Torah. You know what I'm saying? You out here stunting on Shabbat because you grown and you could do that. You can do that, but you missing a whole spiritual side of your life. You're living in a straight third dimension carnal reality. Also, we can back it up with Isaiah 57 and 15. Isaiah 57 at 15, and it reads, okay. It says, for thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth in eternity, whose name is set apart. I dwell in the high and set apart place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. For I will not contend forever, neither will I be always wroth, for the spirit should fail before me and the souls which I have made. All right, so he's like, I ain't gonna just destroy you. I ain't gonna just destroy you, but he wants you to be humble. Principle of that is pride blocks covenant understanding, right? And we're in the middle of Pride Month. So how is this nation or how are these people gonna understand you as a covenant keeper? They ain't gonna be able to do it. You're gonna be their enemy. You know, they look at you as the enemy.
Jews Pride Month.
Man, they got them flags downtown now. And then when I go into the job, it's all on the board at work. Happy Pride Month. And you know, they stole the rainbow anyway.
Yeah. They done gave niggas.
On Juneteenth.
They done gave the niggas Juneteenth during Pride Month. They took ours away.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to work?
Yup.
Nah, not me. I don't.
Well, they took it from us this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Gave it to us last year.
Oh, they said y'all niggas had one too.
Yeah, they said, man, that made us feel weird. So, yeah, man, you know, you just got to look at these things. This is the spiritual connections. Matthew 18, we have verse 5 back in Matthew 18. We're going to go through this. Matthew 18. This is a master teaching of the Messiah. when you look at the Messiah's teaching, you gotta look at him as like the ultimate master teacher. He cold business. You don't understand it though. It says, and whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. That it'd be better for you than to set a stumbling block before. Oh, that's the next part.
Real quick,
yeah.
So everybody can get a visual on how massive the millstones is. Go ahead and type a millstone is. I know we did it before, but see how massive these things was, and you ain't getting off that millstone.
Let's see.
You gotta be strong. It's all good out to pick one of them things up. So go to the Google.
MILLSTONE.
Yep.
All right, let me share this screen. Ooh, I see around his neck. Hold up.
And I think it was a video of a millstone being was placed outside of a children's playground, and white guy was speaking on it. And I said, "Whew, that thing huge."
Let me share the screen again. Pull it up. Yeah, they got it on Buddy neck. I'm gonna just share this entire screen so I can.
Sorry. Wait till you pull this up.
This is the millstone.
I think I gotta pull it up on my lock.
Yes, to him. It's a millstone to crush the mill. Yup. See, she crushing the mill, the corn and flour and stuff. Strap it to your neck and throw you into the ocean. Around your neck. I mean, that's a torture.
Perfectly for you.
Bull. Man, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's around his. Look, you see him? Yup. You better off like that, man, than offend him.
Look, he became meal. Look at the shark right
there. Dang. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did before you get that far. You're gonna choke it.
Yeah.
You already dead.
Free food.
Free game.
Free game. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones. Did it go back? Okay. So we see the millstone strapped on their neck, man. That ain't no joke. You know. Gave him the business, man. So he's saying, become as a little child, you know. And that's who is at the height of the kingdom. But if you offend one of these people who have decided to come and serve Yahuwah, then you better off like this. So it says, do not offend little ones. Whoso shall offend one of these little ones is going to get that millstone tied around his neck. The Old Testament foundation, Deuteronomy 27:18. Cursed be he that maketh the blind to wander out of the way. Misleading the vulnerable was already condemned in Torah. See, so the Messiah, he wasn't just hitting you with the scriptures over your head. He was spitting game, but it was all Torah based. You see what I'm saying? So like that's how your conversations is gonna be with these modern day people. It's gonna be like, dang, you know, bro, he just like us, but it's something about him that he could talk to us and make it make sense. You know, somebody in our circle that I say like Ed, Ed is a real good type of person that can talk to anybody on the street, you know, but make them see the bigger picture. And you know, I just don't throw scripture down people's throat no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you really gonna run them off. The main thing you gotta do is live your life accordingly, be the light. And then they're gonna want, because see, that's why you gotta eat the whole roll. You gotta eat the whole roll. You can't just look at one part of this Bible and be like, oh, see, you can't just pick verses here, verses, but you gotta eat the whole thing. So, you know, it said don't cast your pearls to swine. But we out here just trying to get it down. Everybody throw, everybody. Don't you think some swine is amongst them? I would rather live my life in a way where somebody said, man, hey, look, man, what you got going on? All right, well, this is what I got going on. You know, how do I get part of that? Well, now we can talk.
Yeah, you get the people that come to you because they don't want other folks to know. They be interested, but they don't want other folks to know that they're interested.
Yeah.
They come to you on that slick tip, almost like you the police.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
How many when you get off work? Man, here's my number.
Yeah.
All right, and then go act like they don't know.
Yeah. Yup. But I be noticing it though because you know, the African brother we work with, you know, he always been into the word. That's how we got cool. We chop it up with the word. But like you know, he like, man, you don't come in on Saturdays? Like, nah, man. You know, he was getting it for a while, but now he like, man, I want my Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? He like, I want my
overtime. He want the overtime.
Well, now he giving it up. He like,
he giving it up.
He trying to give it. He said, yeah, man. He said he giving it up, and he said he trying to start doing his Saturday because he teach the Africans, so you know he kind of their leader in their community. So he said, yeah, I'm gonna start doing my lessons on Saturday. All praises, and you know,
all praise for the kingdom work y'all doing out there in the field.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like that go a further way than, man, you gonna be on what you gonna come to work tomorrow? That's what you know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna do what they're gonna do. What are you gonna do to stop somebody from doing what they're gonna do?
Yeah, that's what the script said. You know, plant the seed, and then the most high get an increase.
You
plant the seed, and then now that one seed may turn into 50 seeds that's in his congregation.
Come on, man. So all praises the Most High for that. It say Matthew 18:5-6. Do not offend the little ones. Deuteronomy 27. Cursed be he that maketh. Okay, we read that. Leviticus 19:14. Thou shalt not curse the death or put a stumbling block before the blind. So physically, like the Old Testament talking physically. The Old Testament talking physically. Yahushua was bringing it to you and making it come together spiritually and physically. Matthew 18:7.
Get up.
Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off. This is what we were talking about earlier, and cast them from thee. Now, do you think he really mean literally cut your? Because where the Christians at with no arms? If y'all really think that this is, it shouldn't be nobody in the church, or y'all just perfect and y'all ain't slick. It should be a couple of y'all at least walking around with some nubs. So y'all know that y'all missing eyes, walking around maimed. So y'all got some sense. Look, the church got some sense. Y'all know what's going on. It say, wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, cast them from thy feet. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet and being cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. If you see, your type walk by and you is married and you catch your eye and that lust jump on you, you know what I'm saying? Like, do that mean go cut your eyeball out? Nah, I'm not gonna cut my eye out. Or if you into the porn and you know what I'm saying, you can't get off of that, should you cut your eyeball out? Nah, but you should cut that thing off. Cut off the TV. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, that ain't the crowd for you to hang around because they don't want to put no clothes on, right? And they're going to have Keisha and Sharkeisha around, and you know how they going to come. Right? So it's like, maybe I ain't going to go over there, right? Because they don't want to behave themselves right. Don't even put myself in no situation. It's like that. I'm spending too much time on TV. I'm spending too much time on games. I'm spending too much time at the basketball court, in the gym. These things become your idols. If them is becoming your idols, you need to put it up. Get back into the word. Get around some brothers, some sisters. Get back into it. It says, and if thine, we read that. So let's see what the connections is with that, right? Remove what causes you to sin. That's what he's saying, basically. Remove what causes you to sin. If thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off. This is hyperbolic language emphasizing radical separation from sin. And this is what people don't understand, these terms like hyperbolic. Like, that means it's amped up. It's an exaggerated expression. This is culture of Hebrews. Hebrew language got a lot of culture in it. The hyperboles, that's where they get this word hyperbolic, hyperbole. It's an exaggeration. The idioms, we talking idioms all the time. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I was out, it was cracking from sun up to sundown. You know what I'm saying? Was it really from sun up to sun? No, but it was a long time. So this is how the Hebrew, we got all kind of saying. All the sayings come from the black community halfway. So that's just our culture. That's our nature. We put that spin on it and make it make sense. It says, Old Testament foundation, Deuteronomy 13:6. If even close family enticed Israel into idolatry, they were not to be followed. So let's go to Deuteronomy 13:6-8. Deuteronomy 13:6. It says, if thy brother, thy son, thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife, or thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, these are my people, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other Elohim. Hey man, let's go worship Buddha real quick. Let's go to this Buddha concert. It says, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about thee. Hey man, the Hindu temple got the fireworks show going on. Let's go over there, and just check it out. He said, don't go with them.
Stay away.
Huh?
Stay away.
Stay away. The nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth, thou shalt not consent unto them, nor hearken unto them, neither shalt thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. Don't hide his secret. Like, you gotta give him up, man. Hey man, he worshiping false God. I ain't even gonna keep it a secret, man. Now you was over there doing alchemy. You know what I mean? Proverbs 4, enter not into the path of the wicked, Avoidance of evil was an act of discipline. Principle, anything pulling you away from righteousness must be dealt with seriously. You got to deal with it seriously. Back in 18 of Matthew, we had verse 10. Is that making sense though, man? Like, we in the New Testament. The New Testament is spiritual, but it's also physical. He connecting with the Messiah. Why he was so revolutionary, they was just walking around. Hey man, he stole from me. Like literally, you got to chop his hand off. Like that's what was happening. Like, see, that's why they wasn't in. That's why we was when we was walking in righteousness. That's why, because when that law started getting administered, I ain't going out like that. I need these. I think we have verse 10, and it reads, "Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you that that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in Shamayim. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost." I think they got some precepts down here. Let's go down to 14. It says, "How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, doeth he not leave the 99 and go into the mountains and seeketh that which is gone astray?" So, your children, let's say your children, you got a whole flock of children, and one of them get into some mess. You're going to go try to help that child, right? It says, "And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoices more over that sheep than the 99 which went not astray," because they safe. They been good. But this one that I got back, man, all praises. You know what I'm saying? Because he was out of the way. We lost him. I'm happy that they good, but they doing what they supposed to now. Good. This one, he was almost dead. He back in the fold now. Hallelujah. Anything could happen. And that's what we really try and press to these youngsters, that, man, all it takes is that split second, and then your life is altered forever. I just can't express that enough. I think all of us adults in here have been through some things and skated, or, had to work our way out of some things. But I just see it being way more crucial for this generation. Verse 15, "Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee." All right, so this is dealing with how to deal with each other. It says, "Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass," so you did something wrong to me, "go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone." Go talk to him. Why'd you run around spreading business and talking to everybody else? "If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained a brother." Hey, man, hey, bro. This is our line. This is our line. Well, this is how I feel, right? It might be just you might just be in your feelings. You could just be in your feelings. A lot of times, what I notice is people sit back, they had a conversation, and then be like, "Man, I didn't," they just felt like that. That wasn't even the case. But it's like you gained a brother. Hey, man, y'all retained y'all friendship. But if he will not hear thee, he a hard-head knucklehead, or he don't see it from your perspective, then take with thee one or two more. Hey, bros, I need y'all come try to help me explain to this cat that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. So look at how to handle offenses between brethren. Leviticus 19 and 17 says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor." All right. Deuteronomy 19 and 15. "One witness shall not rise up. At the mouth of 2 witnesses shall a matter be established," basically. All right, so he's drawing on Old Testament principles here. That's what we're showing you. This is not new stuff. So just like today, because how many years was it before the time right now we're reading with Matthew and Moses. It was a long time. That's what I told you. But yeah, it was at least. Yeah, let's look it up right quick. Oh yeah, I'm about to pull it up. How long between I'm gonna say Moses and I just say they were how they 1500 years. All right. So it's between 14 and 1500 years. So that's what we telling you. This is the same thing. Because how long from us and we in 2026. So they say BC or AD after death. So 26 years ago, it was the biblical times. You see what I'm saying? So now we in the modern times and we got to use these same principles. You see what I'm saying? So I still need 2 or 3 witnesses before I sit up here and go. You need witnesses, man. You got to have a witness. Because out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses must a matter be established. It said, and if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the assembly. But if he neglect to hear the assembly, let him be as unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. Kick him out. Now, that is like killing somebody off. See, we ain't going to kill you unless it's in self-defense these days. But I got to look at...
Think about how Mosai did Mary when her and Aaron was discussing Moses and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And they went, why are you married her? She's not part of us.
Yup.
Mosai said, come again and say what?
Come again and say what?
All right. You see the edge of that border of them tents? Yeah, go ahead and sit outside that until I tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Huh?
You not want to. Yeah, now you white like snow. So what that tell you? She didn't start off white.
Nah.
So now you one of them. Go out there with them, Sambo.
Then they tried to plead with the Most High. Say, hey, what do you say? If her physical father did something, and you're not gonna punish, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So if she ain't gonna do that, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. I can't change.
Straight up.
I already said what the punishment was.
Hey, I'm gonna hit this Leviticus 24 right quick. Because I want to show this too. So like, you know, because like sin is serious and stuff, and you just got to cut it out. Don't go kill nobody. Don't put hands, like, don't be violent, right? Don't put hands on people unless it's in self-defense or in protection. So we want to lead by saying that. Then we also want to back it up and say, like, you know, don't let nobody play with you. Don't let nobody play with you. I don't know about the Carmelo thing, like, you know, with the stabbing part. But like, I know one thing, I ain't about to let nobody play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna defend myself, and I tell my children, you know, don't start nothing, but you make sure you be the one to finish it. Don't let nobody bully you. Don't let nobody bully you. Period. I don't think you should have to ask for permission to defend yourself. This is a book of Leviticus 24 and 10. And it reads, it says, the son of an Israelitish woman. So it was a Yasharali woman. All right. It was an Israelite woman, Hebrew Israelite woman, whose father was an Egyptian. All right. So this is talking about a son. It's talking about the son, because I know it could be confusing. We're talking, the subject is, and the son of a Hebrew Israelite woman, and his father is an Egyptian, all right, went out among the children of Yasharal, and this son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Yasharal strove together in the camp. So they in the camp. So there's an Egyptian husband, African husband married to a Hebrew Israelite woman, and they in the camp. That's what I'm getting from this information, right? So that shows some intermarriage going on. But like we said, there's laws for this. There's laws of marriage. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of Yahuwah. That's that Egyptian coming out of you, boy. That's that Egyptian coming out of you, and cursed, and they brought him unto Moshe. They like, and what was that? They like, what we supposed to do with this? He's cursing the name of Yahuwah. Ain't nobody doing that out here. We love Yahuwah. It's they brought him to Moshe. It said, and his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Debri, the tribe of Dan. And they put him inward that the mind of Yahuwah might be showed them. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying, bring forth him that has cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. Yeah. You feel me? Imagine you at a bead fest and somebody get out the set tripping. Like, what we supposed to do? Hey man, who all heard him say that? Everybody in the front row to the 7th row? Come on, we gotta go handle this. And then just target practice. Hey man, and some of y'all used to play on the all-star baseball team.
And let's remember that these stones that they're throwing ain't no small stones.
They're basically bricks.
Yeah. Bricks.
And thou shalt speak unto the children of Yasharal, saying, whosoever curseth his Elohim shall bear his sin. And he that blasphemeth the name of Yahuwah, he shall surely be put to death. That's why I ain't playing with it. So that's why I ain't gonna physically kill you, because that ain't my part. But I'm gonna tear down your doctrine, and I'm into tearing it down. Islam, Christianity, the Moorish stuff, just any of it. We gotta tear it down. We can't even, we gonna kill the doctrine. All right, we're gonna kill your doctrines. We're gonna talk bad about your gods, like damn your God. Like I'm on that type of time. Like I want all the smoke with that. I want all the smoke. And like if you don't want all the smoke, I wonder why. Because you love the world. You hate Yahuwah and you love the world. It's that simple. It's a left and it's a right. Do you love Yahuwah? Then you're gonna do what he say. It says, he shall surely be put to death, and all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well as the stranger. The stranger that's dwelling with you. So you know my stance, if anybody want to know, my stance is there are strangers that will cling to Yasharal, just as the scriptures say, and that's here as we see. Egypt man married to an Israelite woman. They in the camp, something happened. We got to deal with it righteously. And they killed him. They killed the son. It says as well as the stranger, because the son is technically a stranger because he's from his father's loins. But they are citizens of Yasharal. It says, as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemeth the name of Yahuwah, shall be put to death. An eye for an eye. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. And he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. So you got to repay what you didn't took. And you see the law of the land even does this eye for eye, though. They do the death penalty. You know, sometimes it can get to that point that, hey, look, man, you just too detrimental to the community, man. You got to go. Because when these white folks get out the way, because it's going to come a time where these white folks is out the way, and it's just going to be us. It's just going to be us having to deal with each other. We're going to have to make some decisions on if we're going to do what this righteousness is. Because you can't just keep on just, yeah, I see it going on. I see it going on. Like that little sin going to snowball effect, and then your whole camp corrupt. It says that he that killeth the beast shall make it good, beast for beast. Right? Man, you messed up my whip. I got to get your whip straight. Your dog came over here and killed my dog. Like, you owe me a dog. You know what I'm saying? This is the practicality of these modern days. Do right by your neighbor. That's all it's saying. Do right by your neighbor. You know what I mean? It says breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. All right, so, you know, they was throwing them jabs at each other. It says, and he that killeth the beast, he shall restore it, and he that killeth a man, he shall be put to death. Ye shall have one manner of law as well for the stranger as for one of your own country, for I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. All right, so it's one law between those who is of Yahuwah bloodline and of those who come and cling and say, hey, man, look, I know I ain't y'all physically, but I know y'all on the right track. I want to get down with you. All right, you said you want to get down. Now you better be doing this. You got to forsake your whole culture. You got to forsake your whole nationality. If you want to get down with this, you got to be down to die for these Hebrew Israelites. Are you down to die for these Hebrew Israelites? If not, then don't come over here. Because we're going to have to, you know, some of us going to have to die for this word. So if you ain't down to die, then don't come over here talking to us. I'm just keeping it real. Are you down to die for this? I'm down to die for Yahuwah. And I already told y'all how I felt about that name, Jesus. And if I'm wrong about that, I already put my whole soul on it. I bet my soul on it. I bet my soul on this book right here. And if you can't say that, then like we just don't have no dealings with each other because everything else about to crumble. All this other stuff about to crumble. You watching it happening. It's shaking. It's saying verse 15, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee. Okay, we hit that. We in back in Matthew 18. So he said you're gonna treat him as a heathen man or a publican. You gotta get him up out of there. Ain't no heathens in the congregation. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever you shall bind on earth, it shall be bound in heaven. And whatsoever you shall loose on earth, it shall be loosed in heaven. Ain't that what we said when we prayed? And then now they got the esoteric teachings, as above, so below. This is all from the Bible. As above, so below this is where they're getting that from. All right, so it's a spiritual thing, it's a physical thing that connected. You got the New Testament, you got the Old Testament. New Testament revealing you the spiritual side, Old Testament revealing to you the physical side. It says, verse 20, for where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. I skipped 19. Again, I say unto you that if 2 of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in Shamayim. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. All right. And we almost through. We got forgiveness to go through. We got forgiveness to go through. It says, then came Peter to him and said, Master, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 70 times 7. Yahushua would say unto him, I say not unto thee until 70 times, but until 70 times 7. It says, therefore is the kingdom of Shamaim like unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But for as much as he had not to pay, his master commended him to be sold, or commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Master, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the master of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out. All right, so this servant, he was in debt and he was about to have to go get sold off, whole family get broke apart, right? Because they gotta go get this money up. And they have to pay the debt. Your family about to be broke up to pay this debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellows. So this is the same dude that just got forgiven of his debt. This is the same cat that boy, is that which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest me. He tripping. You just got spared, bro.
You tripping over 100?
Over 100.
You owe the 10.
Hit him with that stool, y'all. Right with my money, man.
And ran up on him, choking him. Put the beaters on him. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience. So, same thing. Hey, man, just show me some patience, man. I'm going to pay thee all. I'm going to get it all to you. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison. Then he should pay the debt. He called them people, he whooped them and called the people.
How you do it? Put that beating on that dog.
Dang. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry and came and told their master all that was done. Then his master, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt because thou desirest me. You asked me, man, you was begging me, move me to compassion. I forgave you. Shouldest not thou have also had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity of thee? And his master was wroth, he mad, and delivered him to the tormentors till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses. That's deep. So let's precept that. We're gonna jump down to forgiveness. So Old Testament foundation, Genesis 4:24. Lamech used escalated vengeance 70 and 7-fold. Yahushua will reverse the principle. Instead of multiplying revenge, he multiplies mercy. Proverbs 19:11. It is his glory to pass over transgression. So he don't want to just hit you out over the head, but like he said, he wants somebody who want to be there, right? So imagine you with your spouse or you with your peoples, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, they do something out of line or they don't pay you back or whatever on time. Like you like, I don't want to get on your head, but I need you to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sever this relationship with you. Hey, look, I know I messed up, and they plead. All right, we're going to give it another try. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to need you to be on the up and up. And I'm going to need you, and I'm going to be peeping your character. So when I see you go out there and you treat other people like that, that show me your character. The principle is the righteous seek reconciliation over endless retaliation. Then we went over the unforgiving servant. Old Testament 19 and 18, love thy neighbor as thyself. Micah 6 and 8, they just paraphrasing, love mercy. Oh, I did add this Sirach. In Sirach 28, 1 through 5, it says, he that revengeth shall find vengeance from Yahuwah. This section mirrors Matthew 18 very closely. People who desire forgiveness must also practice forgiveness. The overall structure of Matthew 18, humility, accountability, correction, mercy, discipline, restoration, community order, forgiveness, and righteous judgment. None of these concepts are disconnected from Torah. Yahushua was teaching the proper application of covenant righteousness. Important observation, Matthew 18 is not abolishing Torah. It is restoring the spirit of Torah, the justice of Torah, the mercy within Torah, and the purpose of covenant community. Final scriptures, Psalms 19 and 7. Let's go there. Psalms 19 and 7. And it reads, the law of Yahuwah is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahuwah is sure, making wise the simple. So it'll make the wise simple, man. It'll make the wise simple, meaning making smart people to look stupid. And vice versa. I wasn't going to ask, but I'll just tell you. That's why in Acts, when you see them talking to the apostles, they're like, man, how he is speaking, how are they the ones speaking all these languages and stuff? Ain't these the people that was with that Judean? And then they get to talking to Peter and they get to talking to all them, they busting down this knowledge. They like, man, you sound intelligent. You ain't go to school. You know what I'm saying? Shaul went to school. Shaul was at the highest level of education. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, yo, you know, you thinking of TD Jakes or Creflo Dollar is the only person that can spit this word. These brothers coming off the streets, out these Hebrew Israelites, you feel me? Like, that's the equivalent today. We didn't go to no seminary school. They call it cemetery school because they're teaching you dead doctrine. Deuteronomy 32 and 46. Deuteronomy 32. And you know, you don't have to do too much out here. You just do what the scripts say and you be straight. Stay out the way. Stay out the way. It says, and he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do. So you see, we just doing what he told us to do. We telling the children, y'all better do what we tell you to do. But we telling you out of the book. See, somebody else got a gay husband and a gay husband at home, and they telling them what to do on some, you could do whatever you want, children. Don't let nobody tell you that you're wrong for feeling no, that's not right. We're going to tell you, thus saith Yahuwah. You're a little boy and you're a little girl, and that's what you're going to remain until you become a man and a woman. And it ain't no in between. You're born that way, you're going to stay that way. That's what your purpose is, to carry out that role. Ain't no confusion. That flag don't represent pride. It was stolen from Yahuwah, which was a promise that the world would not be destroyed by water again. And pride coming before destruction, or Holy Spirit before a fall. So if they coming with a pride month and they coming with a pride flag and a pride march, just know that destruction is coming. All right, destruction coming to Israel. It's happening right now. Destruction coming to America. All right, let's see. All right, in conclusion, guarding the commandments means honoring Yahuwah's authority, obeying the commandments that apply to your life, respecting all Torah, understanding covenant roles, and pursuing righteousness sincerely. Not every commandment applies equally to every person, but every believer is called to faithfulness, humility, obedience, mercy, justice, and covenant loyalty. The 10 Commandments remain foundational pillars of righteous living. Torah was never meant to produce confusion. It was meant to produce a set-apart people. Final exhortation, Deuteronomy 10:12-13. And now, Yasharal, what doeth Yahuwah thy Elohim require of thee, but to fear Yahuwah thy Elohim, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahuwah thy Elohim with all thy heart, with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of Yahuwah and his statutes, which I command you this day for thy good, is for thy good. Closing theme, same commandments, same Yahuwah, different generation, ancient righteousness must survive modern Babylon. And that's it right there, y'all. That's the whole thing. So all praises to the Most High, man. You got anything you want to add up?
Good lesson, bro.
Well, hallelujah.
Good lesson.
Most High willing, we take this in, and whoever, come across this message, just let this be one of them ones for you that you could go back to and just chill a little bit. Some people need to chill, some people need to pick it up, and on which side you stand. What I mean by that is some people is forcing this thing down people's throat, and that ain't the goal. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you force this Bible down people's throat, you could run them off forever. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you could be misguiding some people that are interested and then have them misguided forever. So you need to do these 10 commandments to the best of your ability and teach your children and get your household in order. That's pretty much it. If we all get our households in order, we'll have a good community. So all praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, his only begotten Son. Man, we say Shabbat Shalom.